As you can tell, it makes noise. But that's what you get when you get a bunch of horsepower. So. I can hear the electric fuel pump. Car fires immediately, runs very, very well. Obviously got a good camshaft, as mentioned, a solid roller. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Muscle Car Appraisal YouTube channel. Today we are looking at a very serious 1969 Camaro built as a pro street car. Got a narrowed rear, three-link ladder bar setup, disc brakes in the rear, 10-point cage. Ultimately, this car is going to be for sale. So I'm here to inspect it, give it a once over, and see what kind of hardware it's got in it. Over here is a 5-inch cowl hood, fiberglass. Car appears to be Cortez silver. Black stripes, obviously. It has new bumpers, new grille, has aftermarket fenders and doors, has got replacement quarter panels. The Ford 9-inch rear with a brace. Again, it's a 3-link ladder bar setup. Got a good fuel system in it. It's a 496. Has a nitrous system on it. It's plumbed. It is not wired. It appears that very possibly the nitrous was never used. Got lightweight wheels all the way around. Mickey Thompson Sportman tires front and rear. It does have Z28 emblems, but this is not a Z28 car. It does have a dual master cylinder. It does not have power brakes. It does not have power steering. When this car was built, it appeared that their intention was to go very fast. You can see that there's no wiper motor over there. It does have a heater core, and it does have a proper big block heater box. There are no heater hoses, but something that could be easily plumbed. So let's take a look at some of the hardware and cosmetic things that were done to this car to get it where it's at today. Upgraded headlights. You know, never did say that making YouTube videos was easy. And we do not edit all my mistakes out of our videos. So what you're hearing is really a one-time shot to get it right. And we're only human, and sometimes we make mistakes. So you have upgraded headlights, wired full 12 volts with relays on the backside of the radiator support. You have a 4-core Griffin aluminum radiator with dual electric fans. The radiator does have an aluminum expansion tank over here. You have a chrome alternator, a 5-rib serpentine belt. You have a fuel pressure regulator here for the nitrous system. It's over there. You have a quick fuel Poly Dominator carburetor. You have your adjustable fuel pressure regulator with a gauge here on the right fender well. You have an inline fuel filter. You have a T-split brass fitting over there. Comes into this regulator, which then feeds front and rear bowls for the carb. Carb does have clear sight plugs. I can see that the float height is proper. You have your nitrous feed coming out of this side, going into the regulator there. Again, this nitrous system is not hooked up. The nitrous solenoid on this side, the fuel solenoid on this side is not wired, and neither is the nitrous solenoid, which is on the other side. You have an MSD billet distributor. The coil is mounted inside the vehicle. It's a Blaster 2. It's under the dash. You have Moroso aluminum valve covers. This breather runs a hose to the back of the carb for your positive crankcase pull. It's an automatic transmission car, turbo 400. There is a cooler on the front side of the radiator. You have your transmission lines here with a sensor for transmission fluid temperature. You have a polished water pump. You have 2 motor plates. These are cast iron Merlin heads. Has a solid roller cam in it. Claimed to be 708 thousandths for lift. Don't know the exact duration. It was mentioned at 300. I'm going to do some research to find out exactly what's in it for a camshaft. Does sound pretty nasty. It's got a Victor 454R intake. Got some big tube headers, heat shields for the spark plug boots, MSD 8.5mm superconductor wires. We're not going to talk about the trim tag because I don't know if it is the proper one for this car, and in this particular case it really doesn't matter. We're not going to claim this car to be anything other than a '69 Camaro. Again, you have your MSD Pro billet distributor. On the interior, let's take a little step back. I'm getting rid of my clipboard over here. That's why I'm goofing with the camera. Car's got a decent side shot. Again, it's got aftermarket fenders and doors. Are the body lines perfect? No. It's got good paint on it. The paint's got a couple issues. Got a couple bubbles in the back that we'll address. It's got a nice color match all the way down the side. It's got replacement door trim panels that are in real nice condition. Open up the glove box. There's an MSD 6AL. I haven't looked to see what chip is in it for a rev limiter. You have your MSD timing control, and just down back there you can see the bottom of the coil. You can get a better shot of it over here. There's the MSD Blaster 2. Supposed to have a painless wiring system and wiring harness in it. This is fuel gauge mounted in the ashtray spot, and you have 4 Autometer Phantom Series gauges mounted in the front of the console. You have your oil temperature, which is going to be that transmission oil temperature with a 140 to 280 range. You have voltage from 8 to 18 volts. You have oil pressure from 0 to 100 and water temperature from 120 to 240. It's got a B&M shifter. It is a reverse valve body. This sticker is not proper. The owner has a new one where drive is going to be down here and first gear is going to be up there. It's got a new reproduction dash pad. The end is curled up a little bit on both sides. Has Autometer Phantom Series tachometer, 10,000 RPM range, and it has a speedometer, odometer on the other side. It's got a Grant 3-spoke wheel that is removable. It's obviously a console car. Seats have been reupholstered. Again, door trim panels are new. Armrest bases and armrest pads are new as well. Headliner and sun visors are new. A nice job on the headliner. It's actually wrinkle-free, tucked tightly. Got the dome light is still up there. It's got a 10-point roll bar. There's the nitrous bottle in the back. No hose. It does have an older RJS 5-point harness for the driver's side. You should be able to see the anchor off the back of the roll bar. There it is. It does have trim panels in the back. Back windows are functional. Again, 10-point cage. It does have swing out bars, which are not currently installed. Has new door sill plates, quarter panels. Fairly decent installation here. Is it perfect? No. Is it the worst I've seen? Absolutely not. They put new louvers on the quarters. It does have drip rail molding. Disc brakes in the front, 4-piston disc brakes in the back. I can see those from underneath. Again, aftermarket sheet metal. Is that trunk lid aligned absolutely perfect? No. It has LOF glass in the right front door, right quarter, left quarter. It has, let's see, these are soft ray glass pieces. And the driver's door has an LOF Easy Eye. The windshield is a PPG replacement. It is tinted and shaded for the windshield, and this is a PPG Herculite replacement for the back window, and that is tinted as well. It has your on-off switch for the power here in the back, and a replacement bumper. Let's see if we crawl under the car here and look at a few things. Now, by the way, this video is a last-minute thought. When I came to inspect this car, I had no intention of making a video. But I talked to the owner. He gave me permission. Again, this car is for sale, so feel free to contact me at mycaronmca@gmail.com, and I will give you some more specifics and put you in touch with the owner. See if you guys can make a deal. Buy the car. It's got a Ford 9-inch rear, 486 gear. You can see the rear brace is welded in. It's got adjustable QA1 shocks. If we get down here a little further, maybe zoom in a little bit, you can see the, yep, there you go. You can see the ladder bar setup. Cross member up front. There is a drive shaft safety loop farther up for the front of the drive shaft. Again, this car appears to have been built to get on the racetrack. It's got to be a 9-second car. Put a good set of slicks on it. It's got, again, Mickey Thompson Sportsman's front and rear, 7/32 measurement in the front, 6/32 in the rear. Might have to play with the adjustment on the shocks. It's got 90-10 shocks in the front, drag race coil springs in the front. Full exhaust comes out at the rear valance, 3-inch. Let me see if I can show you where the muffler is. It's up top ahead of the rear differential. There they are. Those are Flowmaster 10 series. Has a plastic fuel cell in the trunk. It's sumped. And you can see the dual outlets going to a Y block. So it's 2 in, 1 out. And that line goes over to, get my hand out of the lens of the camera. Never did say that this was easy, especially when it's not planned. All the plumbing in this car is real steel braided line with A&N fittings. Most of them are from Russell. So your fuel inlet running here into a filter, and then over here to an aeromotive pump. Out of the pump, runs down the frame rail. You can see a second line over there. See if my hand keeps screwing up the focus on the camera. That is the fuel return from the nitrous fuel pressure regulator. You can see the main fuel line coming out of the pump running down the right side. Car does have frame connectors. Looks like it's got standard diameter drive shaft, 3-inch tailpipes all the way right out to the back. Dual stripes, obviously. Let's sit in the driver's seat. I don't think you're going to be able to see the disc brakes here. Let's see if I get you a shot of the disc brakes from underneath. Real quick, I should be able to zoom in. There's your rotor there. You can see a little bit of surface rust. This car has been sitting in a garage for a couple months, so the rotor rusted over where the pad, it looks like just in an area where the pad was sitting, because it's just a short, all the rest of it doesn't have any rust on it. Oh, there's some up top. So minor surface rust, it's going to come off. Maybe that's the only spot that the pad's touched. More than likely that's what it is. So this car rolls out of its little garage, and this area that's clean is the only area where the pad's touched to get the car to stop, because it's literally about 2 feet. The rear bumper is about 2 feet out of the back of the garage. I believe the spec sheet said it had 31 spline axles. So again, somebody was going drag racing with this car, and they certainly did not skimp on the hardware to make it go fast. Bucket seats, new upholstery. Over here you have your timing control and a couple of toggle switches. This one is fuel pump, this one is the electric fans. Odometer says 1,299.5 miles. Let's see if we get a shot of the headliner. One of the nicer headliner installations that I've seen in a long time. Tight all the way back. Sail panels in the back there are tight as well. Driver's seat only for the belt. This belt is not, it's a SFI 16.1, but it's dated September of, I think, 1999, so it's an old belt. If you went racing with this car and the car runs the number, you're going to need to upgrade the belt. Carpeted through the back. As mentioned, a 10-point bar. See under the front seat, here's your front submarine belt, and this is just the outside from the inner. Chrome trim around the fuel and brake pads. Over here, no emergency brake, no pulls for the vents and the kick panels. They left out a few items to lighten up the car. Again, there's your MSD timing control. This is the Easy Eye glass. The rest of them are soft ray, all LOF. This one's a PPG replacement. No chips, no scratches, no wiper swipe marks. I can see the urethane for the installation, and that's really about it. I'm going to ask the owner to come back outside and have him start the car so we can see how much noise this thing actually makes. I'm going to do my best to keep him off camera because he does not want to become wildly famous on my channel, and I really can't blame him. You got to do the switch out back. Is that on? Yep, got to turn on the main power at the back of the car. I can hear the electric fuel pump. Car runs, fires immediately, runs very, very well. Obviously got a good camshaft, as mentioned, a solid roller. Gonna let it get a little bit of heat. Take a look at the oil pressure. So as you can see, the car has really good oil pressure. It's responsive to increase in RPMs, runs great voltage, right where it's supposed to be. And the car sounds very, very healthy. The first time the car was started, it was quiet. No lifter noise, no bearing knock. And you would have to assume everything is good with that amount of oil pressure. Throttle response is great. This car has got to be a 9-second car out of the box, and I'm sure you can play with suspension, tires, shocks, things like that, and really get this car to perform just the way you want, and it wouldn't be a disappointment. And it's street drivable. It's got headlights, signal lights, everything works. It's got full exhaust out the back. As you can tell, it makes noise. But that's what you get when you get a bunch of horsepower. So again, if you have an interest in getting details about this car, with it being for sale, please contact me at mycaronmca@gmail.com.